you want to win the league, you got to beat most of the teams. Parma, for a lot of that first half, was very, very isolated. Arteta, mate. The Gunners have grabbed their guns and stuck them in their brain. They've almost killed themselves, let's be honest, because Arsenal now, realistically, it's going to be very, very hard at this point in time, being 9 points behind first place, to challenge for the title. I mean, the ones that were supposed to give City the good go, and I know City not doing as well, but realistically, they're falling short so early this season. It is a very big hill to climb. But before we get into that, let's just talk about the match, really settle in like the moon eclipsing the sun. Right there, baby. Looks like I'm holding it. Anyway, Arsenal and Chelsea, a big battle, two teams who have had different types of form at the moment. Chelsea being very, very good and the rest of getting them cooking. Arteta obviously having a lot of injuries with his squad, losing to Liverpool. Drawing, my bad, and then losing to Bournemouth, etc., etc. We've talked about them. But they came fighting this game. They had Odegaard, and it's a bit of a scrap, a bit of a battlefield, a proper battle at Stamford Bridge. Both teams, at times very cagey, but other times creating some sort of chance and just trying to get that first goal. And obviously, Parma, for a lot of that first half, was very, very isolated. He only had 2 touches for, half an hour. Arsenal had some chances. Obviously, they did score with Kai Havertz. The Chelsea man shushing him. If that's me, how fucking dare you, Kai? What are you doing there? But he celebrated too early, and that is the curse of VAR at the moment. Getting him offside, it was the right decision, and it's still 0-0. Ultimately, the first half, as I said, it goes by just like you're sleeping in bed. That was all that happened. Nout, I tell you. I was playing Call of Duty Black Ops 6 because it was that boring. What a game as well. Anyway, the second half, that's where it got a little bit tastier, Odegaard being back for Arsenal was very positive. They had more of a creative outlet, less reliance on Saka. The score, the drill. And it was Martinelli, assisted by Odegaard, who got the goal. A wonderful little floated ball. Arsenal was, in their little groove a little bit. And it was that near post shot from Martinelli. Smashed it straight into the back of the net. Don't be scared there, lad. And ultimately put Arsenal in front. It was a great pass by Odegaard. Could the keeper have done better? Probably and possibly. But Arsenal got themselves in front. And that is what title challengers do. In the tricky games, they get themselves in front. And they perform very well. But their defence was a little bit shaky. That little gap that appeared in front of Pedro Neto's eyes, his face must have lit up, because what happened next was not good for Arsenal. Bang! A bullet into the bottom corner and caught Arsenal lacking. He pulled them back, Chelsea, into the game. And ultimately, for Arsenal fans at AFTV, they can all moan about, the ref did this, the ref did that. Ultimately, you have just not been good enough these past few weeks. You're drawing against Man City, you're drawing against Liverpool. How many times can you draw against? You're drawing against Chelsea now. You draw FC. You're back to the Arsenal invincible era where you had about 17 draws and you won the league that season. But I tell you right now, you don't look like you're going to win it this season. And mark my words, I don't think you will win it this season. Liverpool are flying. City are City. And Arsenal seem to have gave them a good go the last 2 seasons, but fell short. And ultimately this time, the oil is just not there. You know what I mean? We need to put some petrol in your tank, and the petrol stations are all closed for Arsenal because they've run out of fuel. It seems like they're just churning over the line sometimes. And I'm not saying they played shit. They played all right. Odegaard being back is going to be a positive. They've got to kick on now, though. They've had a terrible month. They can't just keep getting these draws and draws and draws and ultimately make excuses. Ty from AFT Media is going to be blah, 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 like a little whiny baby about whatever the decisions happened. Who cares realistically? Because Arsenal were not. I know they had that last chance before you say anything. That last chance could and should have probably gone in the back of the net. But overall, in the type of game, Chelsea were worthy of a point. And it is not their fault that Arsenal cannot create chances and not score goals. You're at the bridge. It's going to be a battle. Arteta, mate. You're getting moved up because Arne Slot and even Pep at the moment, who has had his worst loss streak in his career, has been terrible. And they need to get something sorted out because a draw, realistically, at this stage is not good enough. You cannot just say, oh, we played well, but we didn't get the 3 points we was hoping for. You need to play better. You need to fight to get those 3 points. Liverpool have been doing it recently. Man City have been doing it in the last 5 years. It is ridiculous. And I do genuinely just think, even if it is just at the start of the season, the title race is gone, mate. Or is it? Who knows? We've just got to wait and see what happens. It could all change, of course. But I am seriously worried about Arsenal. The way that they have recently been going about results, drawing, losing. And I know they've had a few red cards and there's this rule about them kicking the ball away, etc. One rule for one rule for the other. Yeah, have a look at the Champions League, mate, because when you're handballing balls, you get away with it, but Villa don't. Whatever. Ultimately, Arteta has pushed this team along very well. He's in a bit of a rut at the moment, and a lot of Arsenal fans, I don't know what the general consensus is over there, will probably be hearing murmurs of Arteta out. I think you do stick with him because what he has managed to create and formulate, I'm a rapper, mate, has been absolutely excellent. And although, they've won, an FA Cup, is that it, and a Community Shield, they have became a force of being put into that conversation of winning the title, which they haven't been in for such a long, long time. And to be put in that conversation with Liverpool and Man City, obviously, when them two were going at it, and it looks like it might be them two again, we'll have to see what the future holds for them. But if I'm analysing it from a perspective of being a Gary Neville commentator commentary, I think having Odegaard back is a big, big plus. You're not too over-reliant on Saka. Havertz in the mix. He's not really a forward you would bank getting 20, 15 goals, would you? He is very much a centre-forward who drops deep, allowing the wingers to go. And I must say, Arteta has found a system for him. Sterling. What has happened to Sterling? That's all I've got to say on that, to be honest. Because, he's been a flop, hasn't he? And then Martinelli comes and goes. You ain't got players who, when you've got an injury, step up in the moments and get this fine vein of form. You look at Man City, for example. If Haaland's not firing, and he's not firing too much at the moment, let's just forget about the game that's just gone against Brighton. Normally you've had Gvardiol step up and win great points for them. John Stones has done it. You've had Phil Foden of last season, step up. And then when Haaland comes back along and bags however many goals he bags, they continue to do well. And that is the thing. The same with Liverpool. Obviously, Salah is Salah. He's like the Haaland of Liverpool, isn't he? But you will have players around him. Curtis Jones at the moment. Jota will come in and step up. Gakpo. You have these players that, when there's an injury or someone who ultimately might not be playing as well, these other players find a way just to get in the team, to play well, to get into form. And the manager picture, it's like Sunday League. If you're playing well and you're fighting for a spot and you see, okay, there's an injury here, what are you going to do? You're going to sit back on the bench and go, yeah, I'm not bothered, just going to play a bit of Clash of Clans or whatever the fuck you play, and just let some random person who doesn't play right back or left mid or wherever play in that position instead of you because you can't be arsed. Take the opportunity and do better, because I feel like that's what a lot of Arsenal players haven't done at the moment. And listen, it has been a struggle for them. We feel bad for you. Do I feel bad for you? I'm not sure. How many times we could keep giving Arsenal this benefit of the day? Oh, you had 10 men. Oh, it was a hard battle. Oh, this and that. You want to win the league, you got to fucking beat most of the teams. And at the moment, you're not doing that. So sadly, you're probably not going to win the league. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave a like, subscribe. Arteta and the Hoover man. It's very loud, to be fair. Get your shit together, else the title is going to wane away and there'll be some other team stepping up. Bye bye.